Hi, it's Romy. Welcome to the channel, Leo. This is your April 2021 soul story. So if you have a sun rising or your moon is in the sign, you might find that some of the messages from this general reading will be supportive and just helping you to navigate the next few weeks. So we're into Aries season, a fellow fire energy. And the stars really speak your language when we're in this kind of element. And so we're opening up with the energy of the Three of Cups, talking about support and community. And I guess if we work through Pisces season, and last month we talked about this 8th house where you were having to really find ways to coexist with so many of the emotions that were flooding through your senses, not trying to get rid of them, but really understand them. And so as we move into Aries season, and it's a much more expansive, optimistic 9th house energy, there's something about you just needing a break from the processing and the heaviness of it all, and actually just getting out there to live, to connect, and to just find some of the more simple joys in life in some aspects. There is a sense of you reconnecting with important people through the first 3 weeks of this month, especially in Aries season. And as a part of that, I feel that there's a confidence that's coming through. We want you to feel like you can take up more space, Leo. You know, this is about letting your aura just flood the room, flood the space, like showing people the brilliance, the radiance, the joy that you can bring to situations, bring to the dynamics and the relationships that are important in your life. And I have a sense that you're going to have this really strong, almost urgent desire to do something quite different, quite radical, but you're coming at it from a really grounded place. Now, this is the new you speaking, and you might still be getting to know the new you. And so as we come into this time where 9th house energy wants us to think bigger, wants us to look to new horizons, you may also be having these kind of conversations with people that you know are going to understand you. You know that they appreciate where you're coming from. They're not going to judge you. They're not going to try to question, pick apart, or get you to validate, whatever it is that you are experiencing and feeling. And there's something beautiful about the cultural awareness kind of coming in as well, because when we talk about 9th house, we're really engaging and inviting different understandings. So you may well have some of these connections, conversations, and the networking that's going to be taking place of those who understand you and are progressing at the same time as you are coming from further afield. It might not be people right on your doorstep, but certainly as we are moving in this first part of April, there is something very progressive. The stars are opening up. There's not a lot of retrograde energies going on at all just now. So this is a fantastic time to be able to communicate and share that new vision. Part of what's going to be coming out here is this need for you to reflect on whose timeline you've been operating on up to this point, Leo, because there's something about this really important shift in energy, and perhaps you moving away from the need to follow someone else's steer. This is about you wanting to take back a little bit more control and command of your own energy and your own pathway. And part of that means that we need to create a new rhythm, because now you're much more trusting in your own cycles. Now your 6 of Swords is showing your rite of passage. You are the captain of your ship here. You're the one that's in charge of steering it. And you're taking those important aspects that you've learned from each and every situation, but there is also something about you needing to kind of strike out on your own in some relation. And with that, I think you're also learning to redefine perhaps what your definition of certain things in your life is about. So whether that be success, or the definition of love, or what you need by way of friendships, or just things that you are reprioritizing, okay? And like we said, in order to sort of really test that theory, if you like, there is a need to just live a little through this first part of April, to make some decisions. Even if you don't get it right, it's just like putting your best foot forward and just trying, just initiating, just allowing yourself the opportunity to say, okay, we just need to explore this. Now, your 10 of Wands comes in because I think that there is an element, and this has come through in the other readings, of different energies kind of guilt tripping a little bit. We've got Mars still in Gemini in the first part of the month, but it's going to be moving into Cancer later on in April. And there's a little bit more of this sort of slightly passive-aggressive vibe that's going on. And I think where you have been put upon, or you have felt the heaviness or the sense of duty and responsibility. There is this realization now that I don't want to carry this anymore. It's not even that I can, it's that I don't want to. And I think that's also been a difference, because perhaps you've known for a while that something felt too much for you, but you felt maybe a little bit helpless or powerless as to how to deal with it or find a way through. And one of the things that April is absolutely going to deliver for all of us is the opportunity to have really, really positive breakthroughs and problem solving and creative ways to find solutions. Because there are going to be challenges, there is going to be contrast energy through this month. It's very fiery, it brings that sense of frustration, but what can come from that is very progressive. So your 10 of Wands for me is this highlighting of the fact that you no longer want to do something in a certain way. And that's really important, because now you're going to speak up, now you're going to find the confidence and the courage to make that change, and you are going to start to redefine a rhythm in your life. Now, it hasn't been in vain, because what you've gained from the experience, perhaps where you've invested your energy, has been really important, but you are going to be reclaiming your time, and you're going to be redirecting it to where you feel seen, where you feel appreciated, where you feel respected, and where you can see results for yourself. Here's your Magician energy coming in just to support this. You know, you are in a month with the fire energy that does kind of make you very magnetic. People want to be in and around your energy. They see that you are on the cusp of something, Leo. You're about to make these really powerful, bold, audacious moves in your life. And people are sort of looking towards you saying, okay, where's she going with this? Where is he going with this? How are they going to handle this? And the need to express that and come from a really powerful place of just your own sovereignty, your own understanding of what's right for you, is going to kind of set you apart, actually. It kind of feels like it puts you in this another level. And for you, it might just feel like the absolute next natural step or progression of where you've been. Not everyone's going to get it. Not everyone's going to understand it. That's okay, you know. They're maybe going to be looking on and saying, why is she making those changes? Or why is he doing it in that way? Like, what, you know, what's going on? Why did it have to be so dramatic, or be so radical, or be so sort of, changeable? But for you, it's something that you've been thinking about dealing with and coming to for a long time. Now, when we move into the second part of April, into Taurus season, we're going into your 10th house of career, of work, of business. And again, looking at those important masculine divine energies in your life and the relationships that impact you in that way. The Magician is suggesting to me that you're also needing to communicate to somebody differently. And that might mean for some of you that you need to just be a little bit more believing in yourself, assert yourself, have a little bit more weight or gravitas in certain situations. For others, it might mean that you need to tone it down and you need to, balance it out a little bit more with your divine feminine. But I do feel that there's an adjustment that's required as we go into the second half of the month. What I also want you to be aware of is that there's an awful lot of activity taking place with Uranus. We have conjunctions on the 22nd with Venus, the 24th with Mercury, and the 30th with the Sun. What that's going to deliver is a lot of unexpected situations coming to light, okay? And for your career house, that could bode really well for many of you. That means that where you have felt there has been closed doors, all of a sudden they fly open, and maybe more than one. And all of a sudden you're in a position where you have choice. You get to decide, you get to consider where you want to go, what can happen, or you might find that something goes really viral. So that unexpected energy can come in and really boost and elevate you, but it also might just scarper some plans that you put in place. So just be aware of being very open, and maybe even having like 2 or 3 sort of, I don't want to say like backup plans, but just like different options that at a moment's notice you can bring in, or be really adaptable. The more adaptable and resourceful you can be in the second part of the month, it's going to bode really well for you if you've got any kind of a focus on work aspects and things going on in that area. We also have a full moon in the sign of Scorpio coming in on the 26th. Now, this Water sign is going to bring some intense emotions to light, and it does come in your 4th house of family. And so maybe something going on in and around the aspect of this, also within the home, so it could link into property or shifts or changes or moves that you need to be thinking about or making. Something coming to light as well that I feel again will be slightly unexpected because we're all into that Uranus energy. But I do feel that you are more than capable of being able to deal with it, and you will take it forward and make gold from it. That's what your magician is telling me here. So it's nothing that I feel can't be dealt with, but you need to have your eyes wide open, and you need to make sure that you are also coming at it from a perspective of, I don't just want to like paper over the cracks or have like a short-term fix. I want to look at something that's going to be sustainable and lasting for me down the line as well. So that might change or tweak or alter the way that you want to come to a decision. So just keep that in mind as we come into that kind of a time. I also think that there's this vibe that's going on all the way through the course of April that's going to feel a little strange where, you know, in the midst of feeling perhaps, you know, maybe a little bit sad or a little bit low or a little bit down, you might have these moments of intense joy or happiness just kind of raining down or sort of, you know, welling up within you. And equally then the moments where, you know, you're experiencing something exceptionally beautiful, really tender moments or a burst of joy, and then there's just an intense time of melancholy that comes with it. So be okay with that. There's just going to be these slightly odd, counterintuitive feelings that are going to be coming through in the course of April. Part of your transitioning with the energy, part of just the way that you're processing some of the things that are going on for you. We've got karma coming in, which is about the energy of judgment. So it's a release energy. It's a time of rebirth. It's also a time of major life change. And you are an assessment of that, deep assessment about what it is that you want to do. And again, like I said, it's coming from this 10 of Wands. It's like, I no longer want to do this. And I no longer feel that I have to do this. So there's quite a boldness about the way that you're taking charge of something again. And that's going to feel really liberating for you. But through the course of April, and then as we approach into May and June and we go back into eclipse season, you can expect that some of these nudges and inspirations and intuitive sort of pulls to do certain things are going to be happening. So you best get almost up ahead of it and start to welcome the fact that there's going to be more change coming in here for you. And it's change that's supposed to advance you, progress you, put you in a position where you feel more secure. You feel that sense of pride and accomplishment and celebration in everything that you have done for yourself, the way in which you have approached things. You know, your 9 of Pentacles wants to give you the gift of just feeling more at ease in the surroundings that you're in. But again, that might require having to make these important adjustments and really seeing how you can utilize what you have and make it better. There's something about the enhancement energy that's going on through the course of this month that I think is going to be really, really valuable. There may be some unexpected shifts or changes by way of certain friendship relationships or people that you thought were going to really be a part of your future, and all of a sudden there seems to be a split in the road and you're moving off in different directions, or you're feeling slightly differently about that particular relationship. Just allow yourself to sit with the energy of that. There is more, I think, to be unearthed and discovered about perhaps why certain things are unfolding in that way. Again, it isn't about it being negative. It's just about your willingness and desire to be able to move forward and be pulled by the things that your higher self is telling you, this is now where we need you to focus, you know? And as you start to redefine what success looks like, especially in Taurus season, and you know that earth energy makes a bit of a square for you, so it can feel slightly uncomfortable, but the frustration is helpful because it brings about contrast and problem solving and creative solutions to things that haven't been working for you. They just haven't been working for you. So there's a really stark clarity that I think you've been asking for a long time that might hit you like a real thunderbolt through the course of April. And then there's almost like this sense of inevitability, like now I know what I know, I can't not change it. I can't not do something about it. I can't not honour this or validate this for myself. Because if I stay or if I choose to ignore or avoid, it's going to feel too uncomfortable. But I think you also have important conversations that are taking place by way of what your potential is, because I think there's a realization for you in terms of your value, your worth, and where you have been directing that. And so some of the adjustments that you're going to be making are going to be very supportive to put you in a better place where you're more recognized. So perhaps if you've been feeling very misunderstood or undervalued, there's something about the course of changes in April that can really help to redefine that and actually move you to somewhere that's going to allow you to flourish more so than you ever have before. This aspect of self-mastery that you've been working on for some time isn't anything new to you. I feel like there's aspects that are just now naturally coming into a point of, okay, now I'm ready to do this. Now I'm ready to say this. Now on the 20th, we have Vesta, the asteroid, beautiful spiritual priestess energy, bringing in this gorgeous sense of stillness and peace. You know, she moves direct again. She rules Virgo. And it's about finding that sacred space for yourself and realizing that by nourishing and holding that inner light within you, you're going to give yourself the best opportunity to maintain the frequency that you need to keep progressing. Now, your Eight of Pentacles, for me, always links into that kind of Virgo vibe, and it is about tending and focusing in on the details, and it's about honing a craft. It's about learning more about yourself, about things that are important to you in order that you can gain and progress in the direction that you want to. And I feel that you're really determined and quite up for doing that. You know, no one's forcing you here. This is about, I know this is going to be good for me. I'm willing to take it on. I'm willing to invest in myself because I can now see with a crystal clarity more than I have for some time. Plus, I feel the momentum building behind me that if I take this on, it's really going to be valuable for me, not just now, but down the line in the future. I think this bodes really well for those of you that are also wanting to see more positive things happening in and around the job and work front for you. But there is a requirement for you to be very proactive. It's not a month where you can sit back and wait for everybody to knock on your door. Even though Uranus has the ability to kind of make those doors fly open, you're going to have a much better opportunity to seize it if you are out there kind of actively changing the energy up, changing the rhythm. And I would encourage you each and every day through the course of April to just do something different, do it in a different way, change it up, because then you're going to see things in a totally different light. Now you've got Queen of Swords coming in, could be an air sign here, Gemini, Aquarius or Libra, who's going to be significant by way of helping advance you or helping you with your learning in some aspect. But I also feel she's standing as a little bit of a gatekeeper here. Perhaps because you need her to almost keep you safe. And I say keep you safe so that you have time to work on things that are important. So this could translate for some of you that you just bring in some outside help to kind of field inquiries, to field people that are trying to pull on your time, because I feel like she has a way with words. She's going to be able to support you. I feel like this energy is somebody that you can trust and rely on. I actually just feel they are very protective, and even if it's not somebody that you're directly employing, this just may be somebody within your circle that you are asking, can you help me so that I have time to get this done? And I feel like they're going to take that role on, and it's going to be really important, even if it's just for a few days, Leo, even if it's just for a moment in time till you can come to some important sense of understanding or completing something in some regard. It's going to be significant. She also shows me that you have gained a tremendous amount of wisdom, and that you're making a compromise through the course of April, which in the short term might hit immediately on what your heart wants, but you're going with what your head's telling you because you know that you just need to get something done or something moved forward. That's going to work really well for you because there's no loss here. I'm not looking at you having to make long-term sacrifices here and saying, all right, if I want my business to work or if I want to take on this job because I need the money, somehow I have to abandon, this other area of my life. It's not like that, but there is a short-term focus that's going to be really exceptionally important to help you progress something or get a solid foundation that you can build upon, and then you can start to work on that work-life balance in a really significant way. And I'm sure that the equinox through March will have shown you what's out of whack. And back to the Ten of Wands here, this is the part of your life that's saying, like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to take this on. This is not for me anymore. And so this is your Queen of Swords energy that's rejecting whatever that duty, responsibility, the heaviness that's been around you for a while. Now we have the movement away and we have the release happening, okay? But what we need to do is then fill the space or redirect your energy in the short term to help you to break free from that. So, Spirit are going to give you the solution for it. That's where your magician energy is going to come in. It may even come by way of important conversations that you have with people around you. Just somebody suggesting something to you. You could do this, or you might want to try it this way. So just be aware of sort of innocent, kind of natural, organic conversations, but they'll reveal something that's absolutely gold for you, because I think that's where you're going to be able to take the contrast, the setback, any kind of frustration or disappointment, and spin it in a really powerful way. So giving yourself some time to sit back and reflect. There's a nice quietness running through the core of your reading here with the 6, the 7 and the 8. They're all giving you time to just think carefully. So your oracle card, Leo, is unexpected. And, she's made her way down this spiral staircase, and she's just about to enter this beautiful gateway, and it's being met with butterflies, with fairies. There's this beautiful burst of radiant light coming off of this exceptional palace here. So there are things coming in that you are perhaps starting to feel into, but you haven't quite turned the corner to actually be shown the true beauty of what they hold. This is why it's important that where you are receiving those strong, urgent kind of pulls to do something, it is the new you that's speaking. This is the direction in which we're moving. We're coming from a place that's felt a little bit more stripped back. It stripped you back of so many things, but back into a radiant, abundant, overflowing energy that's vibrant and alive with possibility and has a lot of magic to it as well. It's really gorgeous. So be aware, especially with Uranus, when those unexpected thing comes in, that you give yourself the opportunity to say yes. And that's, again, perhaps what's going to give you the impetus or the charge to be able to say, okay, I just need to cut something out, or now's the time to make that really important decision, because I can see and feel into what's coming next for me, and I don't want to not take advantage of it. So your flower essence card is Gladiolus, and it's strength. Beautiful. You're going to have the strength that you need in every single situation that you come up against through the month of April that feels too difficult to take on, that feels too difficult to navigate, or that you can't find a way around it or through it. You will, in unexpected ways. So just meet the universe when it's going to start to deliver those unexpected moments, and just start to see how that plays out for you. I want to say be very aware of what's coming in, particularly around the time of the 24th to the 26th, where we've got that full moon Scorpio coming in and the conjunction with Mercury. Okay, so your astrological card is Virgo, integrity, reverence and service. So we talked a little bit about how, well, first of all, Virgo is your second house, isn't it? It's the way that you value yourself, how you value the relationships, the material abundance that flows to you and through you. And, we have the energy of this 7 and 8 coming in with that very Virgo energy that wants you to think about the rituals, think about the way that you are of service, how you take care of yourself, where you want to invest yourself, and really having a sense of truth and honesty and integrity in the way that you do that. And perhaps that's why you need to move away from certain friendships, connections, situations, because they are not allowing that part of you to be fully flourishing and, honest. And so this is a time when you are going to make really bold, important decisions, and you are going to start to see that things can actually work in your favor a lot more than you had anticipated or expected. But it's just the beginning. We're just getting to a point of coming out the other side of something. So we also need you to just have a little bit of patience with yourself, not with the universe. Demand away. That's what your magician says. You've got the power to manifest here and to harness and harvest the energy. But don't get frustrated for you, because you're still catching up and kind of really coming into alignment and acceptance with so much of what you've been learning about yourself. like we said, it can be a month where you can take a break from the processing and just allow yourself to live a little. So this is a general reading, Leo. I hope it's going to be helpful for you. If you want to join me for the extended, we're going to talk for another 20 minutes or so. I'm going to ask you to just think about a question right now that might not have come up in the main reading, and I'll pull a couple of cards for you just now. We'll cover that off. You can find the link in the description box in the comment section underneath. The extended readings are $8, just a way to support my channel and the work that I do every month, and thank you so much. So I'm just going to clarify this main reading for us now as well. Just beginning with the energy of the Three of Cups, and we have the Four of Swords coming in here. Another Eight of Pentacles coming through for you. A little bit of a note around work, rest and play being highlighted here really strongly for you, I think. Knight of Cups with that Six of Swords. Five of Pentacles. The hardship aspect of the 5 and the 10 is being really highlighted here. So I know that some of you are going to be feeling into this, or certainly have been, but this is about the solutions that we're putting in place and what we're going to do to attack that head on, to deal with it and to transmute and move past it. You know, we've got the Empress energy coming in here and the Four of Pentacles. Interesting that this person's kind of looking back. Some interesting messages going to come through there. We've got the Ten of Swords here, and the Nine of Wands. This weariness of just feeling like, is something ever actually going to come to an end? Well, yes it is. Ace of Pentacles and the Magician. Ten of Cups. Beautiful. Okay, 7 and a 7. Yeah, 7 Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. Interesting job opportunities coming up for some of you. You may even have choices. You may even have choices. Like we said, more than one door opening. Two of Wands, yeah. Knight of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. Could be an earth sign coming in here. Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn. We've also got the energy of Aquarius with the Star. Okay, we've got Five of Swords, Six of Cups coming in here. We've got a little tower sneaking up, so we'll take a look at what that's going to be about in the extended reading. We've got Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups coming in here, and the energy of the Fool. The Sun, beautiful. Okay, Virgo. Leo, even, excuse me. Okay. If you'd like to join me for the extended, I look forward to continuing this conversation. Otherwise, I'm going to wish you beautiful blessings for this month of April. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Bye for now.